You're watching CRB-TV. Coming up, avid viewers will want to expand their knowledge of our cleanroom expansion for Avid Bioservices. Coffee talk about our very own CRB blend. Instead of chestnuts roasting on an open fire, we've got coffee beans roasting in CRB break rooms. And CRBer Chris Rivera shares his moving personal story to uplift you this holiday season. All that and more coming up on CRB-TV. Hello and welcome to CRB-TV episode 30. I'm Kevin Kuzma and we have with us a special in-studio guest today, and I'm not just talking about our holiday gnomes.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashley Martins. Being in the KC studio today is just a little upgrade from my setup in the Philly office where I film myself using my phone on a tripod. It's great to be in Kansas City with y'all for our end of year episode. 'Tis the season to watch some news stories and catch up with CRBers.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that with the tripod. I've got a nice prompter and I've got cameras, it's awesome. So yeah, I've got my holiday hat on, I'm ready for this.
And I've got my non-denominational winter hat on.
The holidays are definitely upon us, and Ashley, I have to say, we've had an absolute blast making the second year of CRB-TV.
Yeah, we have, Kevin. And as you are about to see, some of our best stories are still ahead of us.
We're going to get things started with Avid Bioservices Cleanroom Response Expansion in Tustin, California.
So, what's CRB's role in this project, Kevin?
I'm so glad you asked. CRB is the design partner and has collaborated with Avid and our partners AES Clean Technology and DPR Construction on this exciting project.
What separates Avid from others is our client focus. We really try to make sure that we do everything we can to serve our clients' needs. That means adjusting our process when we need to. That also just means really having that interpersonal experience. We actually take our clients' products and we help them through the process development phase. We transfer those over to GMP manufacturing, and from there we hope to keep them on board and actually run their commercial product when that's all said and done.
Myford South is a 33,000 square foot cleanroom project. It's an interior fit out of an existing building using modular AES panels to create a ISO 7 and ISO 8 rated cleanroom.
Myford as a whole has been a very exciting project in time for Avid. We originally did a phase 1 expansion of our purification capacity. That was adding a second purification suite to the existing, what we call Myford North operation. That really allowed us to fully utilize our bioreactor capacity in the building. With the Myford South expansion, we're actually bringing on a totally new wing to the Myford facility. And this wing will have approximately 20,000 liters of capacity that we'll be adding to the market, led by 6 2,000 liter reactors will be the anchor there. On the downstream side of it, we'll have 2 harvest suites and 2 purification suites to make sure we can process through all of that bioreactor capacity.
The Myford expansion project is the introduction of a new manufacturing suite where we will have parallel manufacturing operations, and then also the implementation of a new central utility plant that features N+1 redundant utilities for our new 1,000-ton chiller plant, new microbulk process gases, and an additional hot water boiler.
This is a fast track project, so we separated Myford South into 2 phases. Phase 1 was all of our underground work, so we had underground plumbing, primary structure, and utilities. And then phase 2 is all of the work that was from the slab up. I've been coordinating with all of the different disciplines to make sure that we're fully coordinated amongst mechanical, electrical, plumbing, AES design, and AES electrical different trades so that we can have a unified design.
As we've known for quite some time, the industry needs more capacity. So by us adding this expansion for Myford, it will allow us to serve the industry and bringing that 20,000 liters on board in just the right time when a lot of products are going through clinical trials and they'll really be looking for commercial operations in the next 1 to 3 years.
The Myford expansion project features an AES cleanroom modular system that has prefabricated cleanroom panels, which allows for an expedited construction process, and features a bidirectional flow allowing for better manufacturing support through the facility.
It has a lot of different flows throughout the building to make it both efficient and keep the ISO classification in the rooms that they need to be. They use pass-throughs from upstream and downstream processes to pass the product from one space to the other without having those individuals have to physically go from one room to the other. All of our different talents as a team have really made this project execute in a way that has been extremely successful and is starting to show in fruition in the field.
It only helps us to have a lower cost of goods sold and be more efficient in our operations, which then passes on to our clients and eventually their customers.
The project is expected to be completed and released for GMP manufacturing in Q1 of 2023. Those kind of projects get me really amped up. How about you?
Me too. CRB is always finding new ways to innovate.
So Ashley, how do you follow up an impressive story like the one we just saw?
How about a trip to the mountains with Chief IT Architect Chris Rivera, based in our Denver office? Chris shares with us his tremendous comeback story. It inspired me to never give up and take those uphill battles one step at a time. I hope his story is a breath of fresh air for you too.
Hi, my name is Chris Rivera. I've been with CRB for 8 years. I'm Chief IT Architect. It's been quite a journey. I would probably say I started this back in the military. Initially, as a Russian linguist, I was brought into a SCIF and worked in secret compartmented information facility, which is basically completely secure environment that I found interesting. So I got, I think over the years, just more and more interested and more opportunity to work in the space and just got brought into it. So I had a great opportunity there to learn quite a bit about hardware and software, the Unix operating system and many other operating systems, and continued my security work while I was there. From there I went into level 3 communications, more security work. I worked alongside a lot of people that came out of the FBI. So they knew what they were doing, and I got an opportunity to see that, the type of things that they did. And I think that was where I really got interested. So I went ahead and took my GI Bill. I was out of the military, so took the opportunity to get an education in computer networking and with an emphasis in network security. I did that for a bit at Sun Microsystems, and I worked on a lot of Fortune 50 companies, hardware and software. Basically, when something went wrong on Thanksgiving at Walmart and Target, we'd fix all the problems no matter what it was. We were supposed to keep them up and running 24/7 through those time frames. So that was a pretty good experience. At the end of that time frame, I had a bit of a life-changing event. And that life-changing event, I fractured my skull. I was playing with my kids in the park, and it was on my birthday actually. Fractured my skull, went to the doctor the next day. So I really got lucky, and when I showed up, it was a rapid change. I went from hitting my head on the ground the day before and not really, I blacked out, but that was about it. Got up, a little dizzy, and went on the rest of the day. The next morning, I was really bad headaches, a lot of pain, and I decided to go shower. I thought I'd feel better maybe. So I went to shower, and in the middle of the shower room, everything started spinning, got out of control, fell down, crawled out the shower, crawled up the stairs, and told my wife at the time that I need to go to the ER. And it was the standard, you see it on TV, the gurney and the lights, the whole experience. And I went through that, and it was a moving experience. I was saying goodbye to my daughter is what I was doing, but I really couldn't see. I couldn't open my eyes, couldn't deal with light and noise, so it was in my little place. And the reality was it was pretty dark. When they were rolling me in, I told the doctors, I said, okay, first off, if I don't make it, it's not your fault. I love you all, and I'm scared to death. And they did the mask, and I went out. I woke up with my hands tied down and a straw coming out of my head to relieve the pressure from the bleeding. I found out that I died on the table. I'm sorry. I went from what's called a slow bleed to a fast bleed in the time that I got to the hospital. So they said when they opened me up that it was spewing out and they had to deal with quite a bit and the pressure change and everything that happened. I was lost on the table for a bit, but obviously I woke up. So I don't remember that stuff. I do know that when I woke up, I was cognizant. I was aware where I was. I was aware I was alive. I was pretty happy. That was the first minute rolled me into the ICU or the ICU, and I sat there for 2 weeks to get better and find out where I'm going to be. The doctor said I should recover. It's going to take a long time. Then went in, to therapy to find out that I'm not going to walk again. I'm not going to talk again. Probably won't be able to work again. All these things that I wouldn't be able to do. And I was pretty scared. I had a wife and 3 kids at the time. But I did notice there was this thing that I was doing, and it was a lot of, I've done so much software and hardware that I understand how those systems work, and I understand when they break, how they work. And I applied that to myself. I just basically looked at it and said, it's repetition. This is conditioning. I have to find the patterns and things, and I got to understand when I'm doing well and when I'm doing poorly, and I got to adjust. And it was literally one step at a time. I don't know any other way to put it. It's like climbing a mountain. You can see it at its entirety, and it's a daunting task. But you can break it up, and you can go, anybody that's really good at climbing mountains and even a novice is going to do the same thing. They're going to put some kind of a plan together. They're going to execute the plan. They're going to pay attention to it, and they're going to try to improve that plan over time. And that's how I handled that. I kept going though, right? You don't give up, and I think that is a good thing. It's hard to understand in the moment, but I kept moving forward. My kids saw this. I'm proud of what I've done. And the way that it played out, it's a beautiful story to be able to tell. And if it's inspiring and I can inspire other people, I do volunteer, I do help, I do mentor people outside of work, kids and adults in different areas. I find it rewarding. I officially started driving again the beginning of this year. So that just goes to show you, this is 13 years later. Initially it was walking and talking, then it was trying to get a job, it was trying to get a full-time job, and it was trying to restart a career. I have been at a lot of companies. I've been at a company of one, owned my own, ran my own, all the way to the United States Air Force and other corporations like Target, just gigantic, 250,000 people. Being the size that we are and being able to make the money that this company makes in the places that it makes it, this company becomes a very unique example of a good place to work. That's a benefit to anybody that's working here. As long as we're able to maintain that culture, which I love the culture, as long as we're collaborative and we keep doing what we're doing, I feel like I would love to retire at this type of a company. This is a place that, of all the places that I've been, this is the right size.
The resiliency and determination you have, Chris, is a powerful example of what we can accomplish during extremely hard times. Thank you so much for sharing your moving story with us.
Thanks, Ashley. Another common way of building fellowship with your peers is sharing a cup of coffee together. For our final segment, you're going to want to pour yourself a nice hot or iced cup of joe and find a comfy chair to relax in. If you didn't know, CRB has its very own coffee blend, and it blows your ordinary office drinks right out of the coffee pot. Fed up with office-quality coffee and vending options, a small group of CRBers took matters into their own hands and coffee cups. About 10 years ago, Craig Wood decided that his office mates deserved the very best in office refreshments. He established his own company and partnered with Kansas City's coffee brewer, The Roastery, a local brand known for its incredible blends and flavorings.
We thought, we could do a better job at this than having somebody else come in here, and so that's when we kind of took it upon ourselves to go start providing some of the services, but also seek out The Roastery. And The Roastery's kind of been around Kansas City for decades as the kind of preeminent, gourmet coffee roaster in the area. So they were kind of clearly the solution that we should go pursue. We figured they'd be the experts.
Some CRB offices already carry the CRB blend. If yours doesn't, ask your office manager to place an order with Josh Menke. So Ashley, we've reached the end of this episode, and you know what that means.
It's trivia time. Last episode's question was, what are the 4 pillars of the fellowship program? Reba Matlock was our winner, who guessed global expertise, thought leadership and industry impact, mentoring and leadership, and innovation and initiatives.
We totally knew that.
Oh yeah.
Way to go, Reba. Okay, our next question is, how many square feet is the clean room project for Avid Bioservices?
Okay, give us your best guess.
Well, that's it for us. Another episode of CRB-TV is in the books. As always, let us know what you'd like to see on future installments of CRB-TV. Email us anytime at crb.tv@crbgroup.com. Ashley, it was great having you in the studio with me today.
Thanks, Kevin. It was great to be here. No matter what you celebrate, I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday season.
And a happy new year. We'll be back in 2023. Until then, thank you for watching CRB-TV.
I'm Ashley Martins.
I'm Kevin Kuzma.
Keep building
and keep dreaming.